Welcome back to the Battery Podcast. I'm Aidan,
And I'm Casey.
and we're coming at you a little bit late. We apologize for that. Some travel plans, some previously scheduled stuff came up, so we couldn't get our normal recap out for Monday. But we are trying to get this out, as soon as possible and now we'll both recap the Cannons win over the Archers and then preview the upcoming homecoming weekend, which we were so excited about. Um, But let's start back in Columbus, where it was a really entertaining week of games across the board. But obviously, we're gonna just start and talk about the Cannons. I don't want to say surprising, but the Cannons pretty comfortable-ish win over the seemingly unbeatable-looking Utah Archers. So they take them down 11 to
hmm
7.
I
Um,
just want to say for the record that I was faithful.
yes, yes, you were. I was right about one team scoring 7. I just was wrong about which team it would be.
I was way off with the score prediction,
Yeah.
but I think you're right in saying that it was a little surprising, because they were just like the Archers were red hot.
Yeah.
And we made some changes, which we'll get into with the roster, and we came out on top.
Yeah. I think,
We fought harder, I think. Go ahead.
yeah.
What were you going to say?
Um, I mean, a lot of different places to begin, but it feels like the one that we have to start with is right at the beginning of the game, right? Where
Hmm
Colin Curse has been the starter in Boston pretty comfortably for the last three or so seasons. But JC Higginbotham, undrafted 2024, has played for a couple different teams, or at least been on the roster for a couple of different teams. Hasn't really played outside of Champ Series, but he gets the start, and he proves, that was the right choice. Getting 61%
Yeah.
saves. Let me look up the exact number he had. 11 saves, 7 scores allowed. So, like I said, 61%. Um, yeah, I looked comfortable out there. Um, and I wonder, obviously the defense in front of him looked really great too. I wonder the
hmm
extent to which that is maybe Higginbotham communicating better, maybe the defense thinking, oh, like we inspired this change, we got to play better to like justify it, or whether that was just this matchup with Utah just kind of complementing the Cannons' skills defensively. Um,
Mm,
but I mean, for starters, I mean, you got to say like Utah challenged him early. I don't know when um, Utah knew that he was going to be the starter. I know Higginbotham was told on Tuesday, thanks to Noel's article on the PLO website. Um, yeah, I mean, you saw Trey LeClaire hit him with a not great but good look from two for like his first shot of the game. I mean, he had a great save on the doorstep on I believe it was Sam King. Um, And I don't know, I mean, sometimes when you give a goalie some easy shots early on in the game, that just lets him feel more comfortable, feel locked in. And, he didn't pitch a shutout. You're never going to in professional lacrosse, looking at you, Brett Dobson. But I mean, I think he certainly exceeded expectations.
hmm Yeah. Yeah, I wasn't able to watch the very beginning of it, unfortunately, but when I tuned in, it, I mean, you wouldn't have really known that it was somebody, a goalie put in that hasn't really played
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
at all.
he said to Nicole in that article, like he prepares every week as if he's going to play, as if he's going to start. Um, you wonder what that looks like as far as like scouting opposing shooters, whatever, or obviously taking shots wherever he's living when he's
Hmm
not playing. But I mean, yeah, he looked comfortable out there certainly.
Yeah.
I think Colin Kirst maybe got a penalty or got injured or something early on in the year where he did get a couple minutes of action earlier this season. Um, yeah, I mean, I'm sure Kirst didn't love it. I'm sure even probably the defense didn't love it in front of him because you feel like you failed him. Like what Jeff
Mm,
said after that first game in against Carolina and Rhode Island. Like
Yeah.
the defense in front of him let him down, and I think when that's been the issue, right? When they've given up so many goals, it's because they're not seeing the shots that Colin wants to see.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. I mean, yeah, but then what we saw, like to your point there, it could be a few different things, a few different reasons why. Um, and we may or may not learn what those things are. We'll see what happens this coming week,
yeah,
um, at homecoming, but it definitely has to have people just asking questions.
yeah. And we did also hear Higginbotham is going to be the starter for um for homecoming weekend. I mean, again, maybe Higginbotham has a horrible game night one, and it does go back to Kerr's night two, but at least as of now, that's the plan.
Yeah. Which feels on one hand, it just feels like, wow, that's crazy. It's homecoming weekend. You would just assume that Kirsty would be playing. I was a little surprised when I heard that he wasn't going to be starting, but it just is another example that what coach said he's holding to.
Yeah,
He learned a lot last year about how he needs to make, bolder moves,
yeah,
stronger moves, and not just either not make them at all or just wait too long to do it. He's actually making those moves, and um, it's having a positive impact. So, on one hand, it's good to see that coach is doing exactly what he said. And Kirsty, you're my favorite.
yep,
But I hope to see him in at least once, whether it's for a whole game or whether it's for a period of time, whatever the case might end up looking like. We got to see Kirsty in there. He's our starting goalie.
yeah. I mean, it just shows how cutthroat this league is, right? Like,
Yeah.
Bolting was a face of the franchise.
Yeah.
Done after one game. Cursed. Honestly, like you could have pulled him earlier this year, right?
Hmm.
In two of the first nine games, was he saving over 50%? And one of those was that crazy blowout against Philly,
Hmm.
where you can almost throw it out for both teams. That's
But you
crazy
know
now, like
what?
how good Philly looks now to beating them 90-5.
I'm
But I mean,
right.
nothing to Hurst. Um,
Yeah. But you know what this is what we want to see. If we want more people to become fans of lacrosse. We want more people to watch the game. If there isn't more like continuously better competition for these spots on these rosters, that's not going to happen. And
yeah,
so,
yeah,
this is what we ultimately really should want to see, is there to be a higher level of competition, for Kirsty, for Higginbottom, for the Holmans out there, the Noltings, right? So
yeah. I mean, we see. I mean, it's just one game. It's not entirely sure.
yeah.
Maybe he's going to get blown up both games this weekend. But like Higginbotham
Hmm.
seems like he can be a good goalie in this league. We've seen Sean Byrne now with Matt DeLuca out for injury. That he's played very well. Um, Ryan Croddick, I mean, looked incredible in college. He's kind of come in some tough situations for California this weekend, or this season. But I am pretty confident that he'll have the potential to be a good goalie out there as well. Uh,
Hmm.
I mean, yeah,
Cowder, right?
yeah,
That's how you
yeah.
say his name, I think.
Kaut is his last name. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
yeah,
but
he
they call him
absolutely
Cowder.
right. He for sure could have been a starting goalie in this league for the last couple
Yeah,
of years. But there just isn't another spot for him.
right.
And I do
It's
think
hard to be
that's
Blaze
well.
Ruden's backup, huh?
Yeah, I mean, Dylan Ward was Blazer Reed's backup.
Mm,
I
yeah.
also, while we're talking about the defense, obviously, it kind of starts and ends with the goalie. But I just want to shout out Will Donovan did a much better job on the young Harvard attackman this week. Sam King only putting up one goal, with Donovan as the primary defender. Um, what was the other matchups? Owen Grant on Connor Fields, which is kind of what we thought. I would say Fields won that. He was the leading scorer for Utah, 3 goals and an assist for him. Grant did have a couple cost turnovers. And then it was Keelty then on I think Steins was the other. Oh no, O'Keefe. And only one goal for him. So a great job. And that's probably
Yeah.
where Keelty feels the most comfortable, right? Because O'Keefe is really a stretch shooter. I remember seeing
Hmm.
above the 2 point line at various times, and I I would assume he would tell you that's not generally where he's usually covering guys. Um, great job. I mean, yeah, Connor Fields was the only guy with multiple points. Yeah, he had four. Everyone else, McGuire one goal, O'Keefe one goal, King one goal, Leclerc one goal, Johnson one goal. Um, actually, no, sorry, one assist.
Hmm.
And I mean, if you're holding everyone but one guy to 1 point, that sets you up very well to win a game because all 19 guys aren't scoring.
Yeah.
Um,
Can
and
we talk about, oh,
no,
what
I
were you
think we're
going to
about to
say?
say the same thing.
Our face-off guy?
Yep. Yeah. Um,
Okay. Make Meekin.
So John, or when we were talking to John to JB from Empty the Quiver, I said I
Hmm.
thought it was going to be a close battle, 55-45, somewhere in that range. And I wasn't sure which way it was going to go, right? Because they both had
Hmm.
pretty similar seasons, very successful seasons. McMeekin dominated.
Yeah.
71.4, 15 out of 21 faceoffs, no violations. He also had seven ground balls.
I I would not have expected this. This took me by surprise.
Yeah.
Like, I am so freaking pumped looking at those numbers. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, wow, what
I
a
mean,
different conversation that we're having now versus what, a month ago or a
yep.
month and a half ago. Um,
Yeah, I'm trying to pull up the stats page now. I am
mhm.
pretty confident, and granted, one game against um, Carolina with no face-off guys, so you kind of throw that one out
Mm,
as far as
yeah.
the win percentage there. Man, the stats is just not. There we go. Um, because I'm pretty confident that he is leading the league in face-off percentage now. Um, and I mean, really, the task he's got, yeah, so he's at 62.4. Stathagis is second at 59.5, and then TD is at 59.4. Um, I mean, he was around 44, I think, percent the first time they played California. I mean, if he goes, I assume he's going to go above 50 against Maryland, especially because Petey LaSalle was injured. I'm not sure if they're dressing a faceoff player, if LaSalle is going to be back. Um, but if he beats TD, he's got to be faceoff specialist of the year, right? Um,
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I mean, no points for him again this week. So he's at I want to say 6 points still, I think, through 7 games. Um, yes, so one goal, five assists. I mean, yeah, if McMeekin can figure things out, and I'm really curious, if we get the chance to talk to him at any point over the weekend,
Yeah.
after that
I
game,
really
like
hope so.
because it's a huge learning curve, kind of no matter the position, but the PLL faceoff rules are definitely different, and they let you get away with more, as I'm sure he learned
Hmm.
playing against Baptiste. Um, so,
Hmm.
going into this week and especially after it, I'm really curious if he'll say, that he learned stuff or what he learned playing against TD that first time that he'll bring to the second game.
Yeah.
I'm sure he's going to have some different approaches, different strategies. TD is going to do that too, and he's one of the best in the game. Um, but I mean, yeah, it's huge. We saw you don't necessarily need a face-off specialist to win in the PLL, but there are times where you need to win a face-off. And
Hmm.
having a guy like McBeacon, especially one who can get to the rack himself, is huge.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. I think just maybe a couple more things. Wanted to say, JB was exactly right as to if the Archers lost, how it would happen. So 2-pointer from Colton Maxey, who was the Cannons' leading scorer. Uh,
Hmm.
5 points for him, two ones, a two, and then an assist. Um, the Archers got none of their own. And then no, not a lot of support on the face-off wings. Obviously, McMeekin, he won a lot of clamps, I think, but especially in that,
Hmm.
like Ethan Rawl had five ground balls, Connor Kirst had three. And then to flip it around, the Archers, their face-off wings. I mean, Lavelle had 4 ground balls, but he does not do face-offs. Piper Bond had 3 ground balls. No one else had more than one. No one else on the face-off wing at least. So it was um, Sisselberger had 5, which is not a ton, but I mean he only won 6 face-offs. So basically, every face-off that he won, he was picking up the ground ball except one, which is I guess where one of those other ground balls from Piper Bond came from. Um, and then the penalties. Let's talk about the dust up. Um,
Finally, I've been waiting to talk
yeah.
about this.
So I mean the
Let's
Cannons,
get into it.
yeah, not a great game in the penalty category for the Cannons either.
Yeah.
Um, 9 penalties for 7 minutes for them, but 11 penalties for 9 minutes for the Archers. So,
It should be more than that.
and it should be more than that. Yeah, it was almost a whole quarter they were down. Um,
Yeah, that's
I
actually
mean,
crazy.
Casey, you wanna describe the incident that we're talking about? That's the source of most of those minutes.
Yeah, I would love to. So, um, and I do want to lead with this. I'm not sure how like feisty I'm gonna get, but I will not be as feisty as I was in the group chat when it initially happened. I can promise that. So, uh, Brian Kelly has the
Nick
ball.
Kelly.
No, it was Brian Kelly.
I, s- oh yeah, it was both actually. Yeah, you're right.
So ultimately, Brian Kelly gets the ball and goes to score. When he goes to score, one of the Archers players, I believe it was Jeffries,
Yeah.
comes over and um and checks him,
From
right? Yes, from behind, okay? And poor Brian Kelly, falls into the crease right in front of Dobson's face, okay? I know he's got a helmet on and he's got a big stick. However, he's not blind. And and so Brian Kelly goes down. Dobson does not like the fact that Kelly got into the crease. So Dobson goes over and proceeds to uh, start shoving Brian Kelly and takes him to the ground. It was like we were watching NLL, to be honest,
Yeah, it really was.
and rips Brian Kelly's helmet off. And Brian Kelly just instantly like just goes into a ball. Like he's not trying to like engage in this fight. And Dobson starts yelling non-kid friendly things. Um, and um, you can feel free to step in any point here because I know there's details I didn't give that you could then give. This is just my take.
Yeah.
Um, and so then that's where Mick Kelly runs over, and then two or three other Archers players run over, not really seeing anyone else in white run over. Okay, guys, where were you? That's just a side note. And then next thing you know, Dobson like goes somehow Mick Kelly's shirt and or jersey and t-shirt ends up like over his face for a good couple seconds, and he's like trying to like get it off of him so he could see. And meanwhile now there's three Archers all around him. And um yeah, that's where I'll let you
Yeah, I
step
mean
in. I'm
that
mad and I'm really trying hard not to say anything I shouldn't.
no, I mean you're pretty accurate. So, I mean, worth noting in all of this, the only Cannons player to get a penalty was Mick Kelly, because he happened to be the closest Cannons player, and he did, shove back. I forget exactly what it was for. I have the highlight, like the replay, up now.
Well, he was trying
Yeah,
to get them off Brian Kelly, so then they shoved him all the way to the um to out of
And
bounds.
yeah.
And then that's where his shirt got pulled off or pulled over his head.
Yeah,
Sorry,
so
I
it
won't interrupt
was
again.
no, I mean you pretty much cover it. So out of all of this, Dobson gets I think it's 3 minutes in penalties. So he pulled off both Kelly's helmets, which is a 30-second each. He got a 30-second for cross-checking. This says 2 30 seconds for cross-checking. I'm pretty sure it should be 1 minute. Um, and
Mm.
then some other unsportsmanlike conduct penalties. And then Jeffrey gets a 30-second penalty for the initial push. He gets some kind of unsportsmanlike in there. So it's like, I think it was a minute or 2 minutes for Jeffrey, 3 minutes for Dobson. And then Mick Kelly gets an unsportsmanlike because, I guess he threw a shove or something in there. Um,
Dobson threw punches. He
yeah.
crossed. Mm.
And yeah,
He,
and this is what we wanted to bring up. So it is from a few
yes.
years ago. I would assume this
Let's
section.
go to the rule book.
Yeah, so I did look up the rule book. I just searched punch. And here's the rule for punching slash striking, tackling, or kicking. Should any player, coach, or anyone connected with a team deliberately punch in a malicious and combative manner, strike with an elbow or forearm in a malicious and combative manner, tackle to the ground, or kick anyone in a malicious or combative manner, the offender shall be assessed a personal foul plus an additional 5 minutes of misconduct penalty time. In the event that his equipment is removed in association with any of these actions, by which I think they mean like dropping the gloves, hockey style, the player shall also be assessed a game misconduct penalty and expulsion. So I thought it was just a harsher penalty for pulling a guy's helmet off, period. A 30-second penalty does not seem entirely warranted, or rather, that seems a little lenient. And Dobson definitely threw a punch and all that. He for sure
Yes.
punches McKelly in the face. I'm sure Nick Bashuta would have loved a few more minutes of action. He played pretty well in the first couple games of the year before Dobson could come back. So I don't necessarily like this is a situation that you're not necessarily planning for the same way that maybe an NHL or specifically like a minor league hockey referee is because
Hmm.
it does not happen very often. But also, you don't like, I found this very fast, and assuming the rule book is the same, yeah, Dobson should have gotten uh, another.
Booted.
I mean, he at least should have gotten 5 more minutes penalty time.
What was it that they said was for
It
expulsion?
says if you, in the event equipment is removed, but I think by that they mean if a player takes his own equipment off, like to get ready to fight, and not if you take an opponent's equipment off.
Okay, so he took his own helmet off.
Oh, that's true. He did.
So
Yeah, I don't
I,
think.
you know what's crazy is when we recorded our last episode and we were talking about Dobson, I I was this close to telling this really nice, wholesome moment that I that involved Dobson um, on the sidelines. I think it was definitely last season. I don't remember if it was in Boston or if it was somewhere else,
Oh
but
yeah, when we were at the sideline and the kid wanted him to sign something. Is that it?
yes,
Yeah,
yeah. But now I'm happy I didn't go into detail about it. Okay, I don't want anyone to get confused because yes, it that was a wholesome moment. It was very nice. And in that moment, I was like, wow, like I've never really talked to Dobson before, but that was such a kind, nice thing to do. Like, how sweet. But then this happened,
yeah,
and to our team, and as I've said before, and if I am anything, it is loyal. And so the way that I wanted to jump through that TV screen, and I wanted, because where I want to go back to this for just a second. Where was everybody?
yeah.
Where were the rest of
I,
the cannons?
they came
I
in there, just not with the same fire. I looked at the replay again. But Dobson did
but it
not take
was
his helmet off.
like
I also want to just clarify that. So,
I could
um,
have sworn that his helmet came off.
I thought so too, but maybe if it came off, it came right back on again.
Okay. Well,
Maybe that's what
hey,
McKellar got back.
PLL,
Yeah,
please go back and you need to specify. That cannot be
yeah,
vague like that. Um because I mean, ultimately we won. Cool. But say that it was a game, a deciding game,
Yeah.
right? And a player should have been booted and didn't get booted, especially from such, an important position as goalie.
Yeah.
And he stays in, or he goes back in after his couple minutes um, of time serving, and then he just goes back to doing his thing. And the other team ends up losing when he should have been booted.
Right.
And someone else who is not a starting player gets put in. And like, sorry, I'm getting heated about this.
No, I
I
totally
love our
agree.
team.
Yeah.
Um,
That ultimately
anyways,
it didn't negatively impact things for the Cannons. I mean, who knows? Maybe
yeah,
well, I
it
guess
could have though.
yeah, I was gonna say it could have changed the outcome, but no, because Utah only wound up scoring 7 and Boston already had 8 at the time that this
Yeah,
dust up happened. So
yeah.
um
Either way,
yeah,
PLL, just update that. Okay, take a look. Make sure you are more specific. We shouldn't be leaving any room for negotiation.
yeah. I gotta think that was on the list of things to review for the officiating crew this week. Um
Hope so.
yeah, I'm not saying
Maddie
there's
P, we
any
can talk.
yeah. Um Yeah, because this certainly the type of thing. I mean, you remember in Champ Series when, and this I don't fault them for taking a long time for, but in Champ Series when Matty Buss, the coach of the Palms, came on the field and like knocked down
Oh my God,
the
do I
Argent player.
remember?
That I understand. There's nothing in the rule book for that because you just kind of assume that it's not going to happen. Um, but um,
That was crazy.
athletic adrenaline fueled 20 something man punches another athletic adrenaline fueled 20 something man is a very predictable outcome.
Yeah,
Guarantee it won't be the last punch thrown in the PLL. Maybe this season, but not forever. Okay,
yeah.
let's let's transition to this
Okay.
upcoming weekend. It's homecoming. It's the best crowd the
Woo!
PLL has. I mean, the
Every year.
the Cannon socials posted an amazing moment of like this is home field advantage when Maxey scored to tie it against California last year.
Mm,
It's the biggest crowd by a lot,
yeah.
and not everyone, but certainly the vast majority of people are Cannons fans. Like we're gonna see a lot of jerseys. We're gonna see some, maybe not as many as before, but some MLL jerseys. Um, yeah, and it's gonna be loud. That California game, obviously neither game in homecoming went Boston's way. Um, but I mean, there's still, I mean, some great moments. I know the Cannons are going to have some great moments, and I feel better about this team versus last year's team. So, let's start it. They
Yeah.
play the same two teams as last year, but in the opposite order. And of course, the Guard are in there as well. Um,
Hmm.
Rosters are
Let's
not
talk about, you want to talk about the guard first? The guard and Palms?
sure. Yeah, let's talk about them.
Okay. Um, so, unfortunately, the guard it's not really a deciding game for the guard.
No,
Um, More so for the Palms. So they have to win. I think I read that they can't lose
by 10 or more.
by 10 or more. Yeah. And they will get in.
Yep. And I feel pretty confident that's going to happen. Um,
Hmm.
Obviously, I want Boston to win. I think they have a pretty good chance to win, but I can't see them
Hmm.
winning by 10. But I mean, you never
They
know.
might be ready to come back and just have the
Yeah,
most fun of all season.
yeah. I think there's some great potential for them. Obviously, losing Charlotte sucks.
Yeah.
Um, but I confirmed. She was not. I confirmed. I saw the WLL posted. Cassidy Weeks was playing for Team USA in Japan. Also, congratulations to them on the gold medal in the World Championships.
Hmm.
And she has also been activated. So we're going to get to see her finally for the first time this year. And
Wow.
yeah, that is, I mean, it's huge. Like what Zach Courier is, I say this all the time. What Zach Courier is in the PLL, Cassie Weeks, I think, is to the WLL. She just does everything right. She's got such an engine.
Mm.
Um, she's an extra defender and an extra midfielder attacker. So
Hmm.
I am stoked to finally see her. I mean, also, she's one of the many, many BC alums. So I'm I
Oh
can't
my
believe
gosh.
how many BC lacks people,
hmm
like both players, alumni, coaches, just, girls who are fans of the BC lacrosse team in their own right, because they've been so
Yeah.
good for the last 5 years or so. Um,
We're gonna have kids, high schoolers, middle schoolers, college age. Like, I think it's gonna be such a freaking blast. And if
yeah,
you're not there, if you're listening and you're not there, you should be. You're gonna be really missing out. You're probably gonna have a little bit of FOMO. I hope you do. And then I hope
yeah,
you come the next day.
yeah. No, it's the second night.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, you'll obviously be watching the first night though, right? So then you
Um,
come the second day.
yes. Yeah, I mean, I think I said this in Fairfield how big of a crowd it was because there's so many people excited for the WLL.
Mm,
Boston never has any issues with crowd size, but this, I think it's really going to blow people away, and I hope that everyone who's listening to this is able to come see it. And certainly, I hope that the cameras for those people who don't live in New England get some really good chances to capture that crowd because it's going
yeah.
to be very pro Boston and it's going to be huge. Uh,
hmm
and I think Boston, like they don't have anything to play for but themselves, right? Like, if they really want to help New York and beat California by 10 or more, they can do that, but they can go out there and like have fun and enjoy this time they spend together until, I guess now with no champ series, they're not spending this time together until like next April. Um, at least not
Oh,
on the fields playing together. I know, and that's hard and that sucks. Um,
It's a long time.
it is. I mean, and even the two teams in the championship, they get 1 week more, but still, I mean, and obviously you want to win the championship.
Yeah.
But I think uh, the play I was in college, the tagline for it was when you're at zero, anything can happen, and I feel like that's kind of where it's like that nothing to lose mentality. Um,
Yeah.
things haven't gone right for a lot of this year in a lot of ways,
hmm
but they got a chance to go out and make a lot of people in that crowd happy, and end the season on a great note. I mean, you don't want to be the only winless team in the
Yeah.
league, and have that on your record uh you know for all of history, right? That you're the winless team in the first year of the WLL. So I think
Right.
I mean, maybe that's some pressure that they put on themselves, but
hmm
I think
And
they're
that wouldn't, you know, it definitely would not accurately represent all of the talent that we have on that team either,
oh,
you know?
absolutely, yeah.
So,
Yeah, I let me check the I mean, similar to the Cannons getting McMeekin is Maddie Epke on the draw has been such an
mm,
asset for um for the guard, where I want to check the games because I don't remember if she played when Boston played California. Shoot, where was that? It was in Charlotte. That's right. Um, sorry, this is not great podcasting here. Uh, yeah, she did play,
mm,
and she won 23 of 29. Um, and there were five she didn't take. So I would assume, if she's got legs, she'll be taking every draw. Um,
hmm
yeah, Sammy Jo Adelsberg went 5 of 26, and Ali Mastrani went 2 of 8. So we can look forward to Maddie Epke winning a lot of draws.
hmm
I think we can look forward. I mean, I don't think we can count on another 11 points from Rachel Clark, but count on 5 or 6 probably. Um,
hmm
yeah, I will definitely go on record and predict a Boston win here. I don't know, like 15-12 maybe. So California gets to go to the championship against Maryland, and then Boston ends their season on a higher note and screws over New York.
No better words.
No, that's given the circumstances, that's certainly the best outcome for everyone.
hmm Yeah, absolutely. Um, yeah, I would love to see. I would love to see them squash some of New York's
Yeah.
hopes and dreams.
New
Maybe that's
York.
a little aggressive, but
No, I mean that's sports are an outlet for, right?
yeah,
Um,
true.
so yeah, so that'll be Saturday, 5:30,
Yep,
Harvard
Eastern
Stadium.
time.
And then anything else you want to add before we switch back to the cannons?
No,
All right. So
just that, Charlotte keep recovering well. She had posted an update. She's she's doing really well. And she could touch some toes to the ground recently, which is awesome. So yeah, keep it up, girl. We can't wait to see you back out there. Yeah. So again, 5:30 Eastern time, Saturday, August 8th. Either be there in person or make sure that you watch on ESPN 2
yes,
and ESPN Plus, I believe.
yes,
And Hulu if you have that
yeah. I
with
think
live
Disney
TV.
Plus.
What?
I think Disney Plus too. Like there was one
Yeah.
game with the that ESPN Plus wasn't working, but you could still watch it there.
Yeah.
Yeah. All
Point
right.
is, there's a lot of ways that you can watch it,
There
so
are.
you have no excuse.
Yep. But obviously, best way is just to come to Harvard and um,
Join us in person.
yeah, absolutely. It's gonna be a blast. All right, and then back to the boys.
Yes.
So
Yep.
Cannons and Whips at 6 o'clock on Friday, first game. Both teams 5-5. Let me check. I know the Whips score differential is much higher than the Cannons. Yeah, they're at plus 20. The Cannons are plus 5.
Mm.
So we'll stick to the Atlas are 3-7 with negative 29 score differential. So the Cannons would need to lose both of these games by like 10 each, and then the Atlas would need to win both of their games by like 10. And that would put them at -9 and then put the Cannons at, I mean, it actually doesn't need to be 10. It would need to be like 6 for each game. That would put the
Hmm.
Cannons at -7 and then New York at plus or minus no, it would need to be more than 6 actually. But the point is there is a very high likelihood that the Cannons are going to be making the playoffs either way. They do technically also still have a shot at the 1 seed. If they win both of their games and Philly loses both of their games, then Boston would be the 1 seed, which
No
Philly's goal differential is
way.
still only +4, right? Because they had this game and they also got blown up by Utah. So yeah, it's crazy that of their 3 losses, 2 of them were by 10
Hmm.
or more, which really, um, yeah, makes things tough for them. But
How
yeah,
wild would that be?
yeah, that would
All
be
of a
crazy.
sudden.
I mean, one of those games is against New York, so I'd say it's not super likely that they're going to lose both, but we can dream. One of those games for Philly, that is. But back
You
to
know what I love,
yeah,
real quick? I gotta mention it like once every podcast. Uh, we the last few games we've been doing really, really well. And it's happening simultaneously with the Red Sox doing really, really well.
yeah,
I'm just saying it's a really good feeling to
it
be a
is.
Boston fan.
Yeah,
Um, so that's just my short little piece about that. If
yeah,
you're not a Red Sox fan, well, I'm sorry for you. You should be. But as long as you're a Cannons fan, that's you're good in my book.
indeed. Yeah, I mean, I feel so much better about this matchup for Boston than I did at the same time last year. I mean, one, it's night one versus night two, although
Mm.
night two of the doubleheader has been weirdly better for teams this year. Um, but I mean, we saw last year the Cannons just ran out of gas playing the Whip Snakes. I don't think that's going to happen at all. I mean, this team's a lot younger. So many rookies coming in. Not that the average player is really old in the PLL, but right, like McMeekin, obviously Regnery, um, Will Donovan, and Hunter Smith, um, like just giving a lot of energy in the middle of the field. I mean, on even like Higginbotham, right? I mean, he graduated college in 2024, get him, and I think was like '08. Um, I do. I wish we had. Let me try to look up P. Lasalle, um, because I know he did not play last week. If we can, all right. His status still says out with a sprained ankle. Um,
Oh,
and
so he
that,
probably.
yeah. So I would assume. I mean, how the how the table turns, right? That the you know, you can basically bank on the Cannons winning every face-off. We'll say certainly like 85 plus percent. They're going to get lucky one
Hmm
or two times, especially if they know going into it. Like the Whips dressed, I think it was four defensive midfielders last week. It might have even been five. Um,
Who do you think they're gonna put in the face-off position?
um, Let me go back to Columbus and see who took the most there. Uh,
Hmm
and I know, when they wound up losing that game by one to Denver, which was awesome. I mean, super entertaining game. I know we don't really have time to talk about all the other games from Denver, but that game and then California and New York was cinema. Um,
hmm
Face off. So Blake Island went 2 of 15. Joe Jungurkis, I don't know, went 1 of 13, and then Jack Pilling went 0 for 1. So
Okay.
I guess I would assume something similar. If they
hmm
do the same strategy, who do they have? Yeah, Pilling, Jungerkes, Island, and then I swear they had a fourth guy, but I guess, man, I wish there was just a straight up lineup card here because I know there was a fourth guy. Yeah, I mean, I'd have to look at, exactly the face-off that they won, but I do think Boston is better, certainly with their wings, than every other team in the league. I think it's a huge advantage for them now, aside from what McMeekin gives them.
hmm
So I would, again, like, as long as the Boston's prepared to lose, unlike what happened against Carolina, where like McMeekin was calling for a violation and so didn't get back on defense and it just led to a transition goal. Um, yeah, that's a huge advantage for them. Um, Emmett Carroll has been, surprised in a good way in goal for them. I think I did
hmm
not. I would have put him. No one's a bad goalie in this league, but I would have put him at the bottom, in the bottom half of starters for sure. Um,
hmm
but he's not played like that this year. He's also, he's had a great offense in front of him, or a great defense in front of him. Sorry, and
hmm
um, and then you got to talk about that attack trio, right? Of Malone, Pennell, and Spallina, kind of three X attackmen, just really weaving and working together beautifully. Uh,
hmm
so let's talk about those matchups. I guess I would say Donovan probably, I don't know. I would guess Keelty goes on Pennell. I think that's what they've had before. And just as far as like foot speed or something, like I think you want Donovan on the fastest guy. Um, and then Grant, do you put Grant on Spallina or on Malone? I think Spallina. I mean, unless like how Donovan has dominated those matchups that he was really familiar with, I would imagine, yeah, both ACC schools, Donovan matched up against Spallina probably quite a bit. Uh,
hmm
Actually, no, probably Sean Light would have taken that matchup. Um, but I don't know. I mean, certainly he's scouted against him quite a bit. Um, so I think I would go Donovan and Malone unless Donovan is really asking for the Spallina matchup, and and then
mm
um, and then you put Grant on Malone in that case. And getting the pole would, I don't know, be, I mean, I guess it's got to be Aiden Carroll. He's had kind of an up and down year. Um, yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think it's a great chance for the Cannons to kind of show how they've improved over the year.
hmm
17 to 10 in a pretty embarrassing way against them the first time. It was one of those games that felt kind of, no, it was back and forth, and then similar to homecoming, just got away. Uh,
hmm
yeah, I don't know. What are you? I guess aside from the whip's passing ability, what worries you the most, or where do you think the whips can get an edge?
I think that they've got a couple of spark plugs. Um, I mean, not to say that we don't, but um, they do have a different and a lot of energy on their team. And they also, as much as like I hate to say it, they have just like this grit and like toughness
Hmm.
that I think really helps. And, you know, obviously, I know I'm not like naming specific names or like positions or anything like that. But I think overall, when I think about the whips, those are some things that come to my mind. I think that if you, if we were still playing like we were in the beginning of the season, um, I would probably be like much more afraid
Yeah.
than than I am right now because I think that I mean not I think I know we're in such a better place. We're playing really well and things are clicking and moving.
Yeah.
Um, I think you know I wish Jack was here because I would love to like
Oh,
hear
he'd
what
be
he would
going
have
in
to
on
say.
Joey.
Yeah. Um, he's one of those spark plugs that they have though.
Yeah.
Um,
He,
so go ahead.
yeah, I was gonna say like he had a legit two-pointer last week, which was not something I expected from him. Um,
Hmm.
yeah, I think something that's huge, like the PLL like matchup preview has it's cool that they have that. It has the previous three times that they've played. So it was two times last season
Yeah.
and one time this season. As you would expect, the Cannons did not have the face-off advantage in any of them. Um, they didn't have a save percentage advantage in any of them, even the one that they wound up winning. And then the whips shot percentage was also way higher, which I mean, it kind of correlates. Um, and so I think an advantage of this versus the Carolina game is they're going to know going into it that they are going to win the majority of faceoffs, and so be just much better prepared to deal with that, and they can
Yeah.
adjust or they can practice it in practice to be like, all right, we got our 32 here, like here are the things we're doing to substitute to just
Yeah.
get everyone on. Because I think when things got away from them, it felt like they would win the faceoff, and it's like, oh my God, we have to shoot right away, and you got to shoot fast, but you don't shoot
Not
immediately.
right away.
Yeah.
Right.
Um,
Yeah. I
so
was just looking at the Whip Snakes roster and I didn't realize. I mean, maybe I did, but it's different when it shows up like visually in front of you that all of their face-off guys are listed as out.
yeah, yeah,
I mean,
Nardelli,
obviously right, Nards, Lasala, and then
Palato.
yeah,
I,
I was like,
I-
how do you say that?
I've heard
uh
I don't know if it's Stags or someone else, but like pronounce it Palo Alto, and it definitely does not look like
that's
it should be
not how
said.
you say it.
But he's actually
Well,
from Massachusetts. He's from Dover, I think. Or
see,
Natick.
he's just used to pronouncing the weird
Yeah.
Massachusetts names. Palo Alto is too normal compared
Yeah.
to Situate.
Yeah.
Although I will say, side note, I don't know if you saw what they posted on Instagram this week, but they had the rookies
Yeah.
going through the Massachusetts names, and I was cracking up when they were talking about Bill Ricca, and they were like, somebody said that could be
Spanish Al.
Spanish. I
Yeah.
was like, where's
Villerica.
Jeff?
Yeah.
That
That's
was
yeah.
so funny.
They must not have done that with an earshot of him because I would imagine he
No.
would have either tackled or immediately corrected them.
That was so funny.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, actually, you know, I gotta say, like now that I'm just looking through their roster, I mean, there's like a good amount of guys that are out.
Yeah.
So, or marked questionable. So, I mean, it makes me a little less nervous.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure that there are Cannons players playing through stuff that that we don't know about.
I
But
think that's, yeah, for
yeah,
sure.
let's see. Oh yeah, Marquez White and then Matt Campbell and Drenner, but no one else listed in the injury report at least. Yeah, they got
Good.
Alamado, they got Aiden Carroll is questionable, Brandow out, um, and then I mean I guess a lot of these other people have been out kind of longer term, where like
Yeah,
Squires
like
and Nardella.
and
Uh,
Rosanka
yeah.
and LaSala.
And
Um,
then Shanito, which I was so excited about at the start of this season, and I don't know if it's an
yeah,
issue or whatever, but um, yeah, it's listed as unavailable to travel.
yeah. Um, yeah, so there's several guys, but um, yeah, we'll see. Um,
Yeah, I would. I mean, again, I think I would give the advantage to the Cannons in both of the games they're playing. Does not mean they're going to win both of them,
right.
but I feel a lot better about this game or about these games than I did at the same time last year.
Hmm.
A 3-0
Oh,
Boston
for sure.
sweep would be a lot to ask for. Um, but it's within reach, right? And maybe we can take that. I know we've been going for a long time, but maybe just switch to the second game, which
Yeah.
I guess the proper way to preview it, we can't do it until the first game's over. Um, if the Cannons win, then they're still, kind of playing for the one seed. If they lose, especially if they lose badly, then they'll be playing just to make sure that they are definitely going to be in the playoffs. Um, that would also almost guarantee a matchup with the Whipsnakes in the quarterfinals. Um, so that would be interesting. Just knowing if for the Cannons at least they're playing them twice in a row. I know the Whips have a game in between.
Hmm.
Um, and for the Woods too. That Western Conference is really competitive. It's it's more competitive than the East because no one's as bad as the Atlas. Um, but every team is
Still blows my
5
mind.
5-5, 5-6. Um, and the Redwoods. I mean, again, they get a little goal differential help, right? Because the Chaos they only have one game left and they're minus 19. So similar, the Redwoods would have to lose both pretty handily, and then the Chaos would have to win. Or actually, yeah, probably. Um, or no, right? If the Chaos win and the Redwoods lose both the remaining games, then they're out. Um, so both teams with a lot to play for. Um, like we mentioned earlier, the face-off matchup in this is going to be huge. Um, I don't think McMeekin is going to be too consciously thinking about trying to win Face-Off Athlete of the Year. As cool as that would be, I'm sure he would rather
Mm,
just win the game, period. Um, but let's check, go down to that preview section again. Um, yeah, face-off percentage was 58-42 Cannons. Although I think McMeekin probably had a violation or something in there that Connor Kirst took a face-off, so his percentage would have been a little bit different. And this actually was the other game that Colin Kirst was over 50%. Um, and the Cannons did win that first game against the Redwoods, right? So I think it's believability, obviously, for the Cannons, although I don't think they're lacking in believability at all, with how they've played over the last 6 weeks or so. Um, but they put 15 up on them. I know the Woods have gotten some healthy people back on defense, and they finally got Finn Thompson's Vita squared away. Um, yeah, I bet also maybe that second day magic is going to happen. I guess it technically ended because for the Water Dogs and Outlaws, they both were playing their second game, so one of them had to lose. But aside from that, I think the team playing a doubleheader has always won the second day. Wait, no, Carolina didn't. No, they did. No, they never mind, they didn't. Sorry. They beat California on the first day and then they lost the second day. So I still think the point still stands. It's been everyone but one and a half.
hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah. I'm happy that there's a little bit more time between when they play too. So 5 o'clock on Friday and then 8 o'clock on Saturday.
Yeah, that's got to be huge. Obviously you don't need to worry about getting up early. Um,
Yeah. Give them more time, everybody more time to just
yeah,
recover.
and it's like I'm sure they have post game routines of whether it's cold baths or stretching or whatever it is. But
Yeah.
like being that first game, you don't have to worry about like you can do that full routine as they'll get to bed at a good hour.
Yeah.
Um,
That's huge. Yeah.
yeah. Let me take a look at the Redwoods roster. I mean, Chris Kavanaugh definitely scares me. Well, I would say he scares me. I don't know that I expect Will Donovan to do as well as he did last time. That seems kind of hard. And Owen Grant also shut down Dylan Malloy. I mean, if those two things happen again, I feel very confident that the Cannons are going to win, especially if McMeekin improves at the faceoff dot. Um,
That was great to see.
yeah, that was. I mean, those two. That was like two signature performances for Boston all over the year. And then obviously,
Hmm.
I mean, if um, Higginbotham goes over 50, over 60%, um,
Hmm.
I guess it must have been Keelty on Garnsey, which is kind of an odd matchup, but you know,
You ever you ever notice that Garnsey and Spalina almost look like they could be like distant cousins?
yeah,
Have
they
you ever looked at them next to each other?
I hadn't that way, but like I for sure see the resemblance. Um,
I've never noticed that until just now.
yeah,
What
yeah,
the? I
that
want.
picture that Garnsey has on the team website, it
Hmm.
very much, yeah. Um,
I
let's see,
think they're probably around the same height too.
yeah, they're not tall guys. So we got
But yes. Hmm.
Malloy,
Hmm.
and Garnsey. I don't know, Garnsey's
Hmm.
listed at midfield. That's silly. Um, and
What's
then
he listed at?
uh,
What did you say?
he's listed at midfield, which is that's not.
Mm.
And then you've got, Finn Thompson, I would assume he's played well. Sam English has been unbelievable. Josh Balkersell, Andrew McAdory. Um, and then,
Oh, I bet Edwin's gonna be in I hope he is.
yeah, I hope so too. And then we'll have, even though we'll be rooting against his son, um,
Yeah.
and then it would be Denenza or I guess it would be Denenza, right? It would be Thompson, Balkersell, English, McAdory. Oh yeah, Denenza or Leo, I suppose. And and then you got Merle, Rice, and Tevlin, or Farrar, Merle, Merle Tevlin. Sorry, Merle Tevlin, Farrar, yeah, and Jared Connors, Cullen Brown, Chris Conlon, Chris Fake, Cole Kastner. That's funny. Hartzell's not on the lineup
Hmm.
or on the roster. I
The
don't know if it's been
roster.
released or if the. I mean, I had my gripes. Bryce Young was listed on the Cannons roster for like 3 months after he
He
retired.
still is.
Oh, he's still it. I
At least just the other day when I was looking at it, and I was like, "What is he?" I don't. I
yeah.
don't understand.
Some intern just needs to take care of that.
Right.
Yeah, I mean we've like barely seen Cole Kastner. He's definitely, no offense to Kyle Hartzell, I think he would agree with this, is as an upgrade over
Yeah, Bryce Young is still on there.
that's crazy. Yeah, I mean I think like Boston just knows what they have to do. They gotta be ready for
Hmm.
California to try to figure some different things out, and they do have some new personnel in there, right? I think Balkersell has found a more comfortable role. Finn Thompson's a different look. I think Garnsey is really like at the height of his power yet again. Same with Chris Kavanaugh. I don't remember how many points he scored against New York, but 7. Yeah, 5 goals, 2 assists. He had a pretty good day. Also has their only 2-point goal of the year.
Wow.
So yeah, right. I mean the keys for Boston just winning the faceoff battle, mucking it up, making TD have a miserable time. That quick lateral passing because Dylan Ward, is going to be right at the top of the crease. So, um, and then I mean, the same thing that they did against California and against Utah of, winning their one-on-one matchups and just, everyone knowing what the plan is to slide. I think it's not super complicated in theory. You just got to put it in practice at a, high speed and with a lot on the line, and and make this hometown Boston crowd proud. Yeah, I cannot wait. I mean, I still go back every once in a while and watch the highlights of the 2024 homecoming game against Philly. When
Hmm.
when Boston finally fights back and takes the lead, just the roar of that crowd is unbelievable. I cannot wait to hear that in person again.
Yeah.
Especially if we get to hear it 3 times, right? If the Cannons win both games and the Guard win, it's
Hmm.
you know it'll sustain me for quite a while.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. I think like that's how I feel every time we go to Champ Series. It's just like so electric, and our home crowd is just like it's just so much like that. I mean, we pack it out every year, and oh my, it's just like it's so much fun.
Yeah,
Um,
if you
I
haven't
feel like
convinced
I'm
me,
at like a Red Sox game or a Celtics
yeah,
game. Honestly, it's
yeah,
like the vibe is immaculate. The crowd's roaring. I mean, it's a freaking blast.
yeah, 10 to 12,000 people for I will say the New York and Denver game Saturday afternoon, not going to be that big of a crowd.
Mhm.
Um, but it's still going to be bigger than several other venues, right? Like there will be people who just
Mhm.
want to go play the see lacrosse. Like, we're
Yeah.
here, we might as well, have that nice window in between the tailgate, and go back to your car.
Hmm.
So if we haven't convinced you over the last hour, I don't even know why you'd still be listening at this point if you weren't convinced. Um,
Right.
yeah, if you live in Massachusetts, Rhode Island, Southern New Hampshire, Eastern Connecticut, Southern Maine, come on down.
Eastern New York, honestly, it's only a couple hour drive at that
Yeah,
point.
we have at least one friend coming from New York.
Yeah, we do.
So excited to see them and
Hmm.
to see 5 awesome lacrosse games this weekend. Boston to go
Yeah.
3-0, complete the sweep. Um, yeah, any final thoughts before we wrap up here, Casey?
Just maybe bring an umbrella,
Yeah, that is also a good idea.
you know?
It's looking
Shield
like,
the sun because it's definitely not gonna rain.
yep, let's manifest that. Yeah, we'll keep not doing rain dances. Uh,
Mm-mm, no.
but check the weather and be prepared.
Yes.
Either way though, it's going to be an amazing atmosphere. Yeah,
And
so
you know what? Feel free to, so I would say a couple things. Um, write into us on Instagram, slide into our DMs, and send in some questions or things that you might want us to ask some of the players
hmm,
um, this weekend. And then also, if you are going to be at the games and you see us walking around or in the crowds, come say hi.
yeah.
We
Uh,
may want to even do, maybe get you like on our Instagram, do some live things,
yeah,
include you in it.
we had a great time last year just asking people
Yeah.
their favorite Cannons memory.
Hmm.
So, you might not have to find us, we might find you to ask you that same thing. That was a great time last year.
Especially if you have a throwback jersey on,
Yeah, oh my God.
I know there's going to be people in the crowd with that.
We didn't even talk about the throwback weekend. Um, I mean,
We got caught up in everything else.
we did. I mean, yeah, but I I get why they picked the cannons when they picked because they wanted something different. I do think it's a bit of a miss. The all red, the red dawn. At least it's not mesh. When the MLL cannons did that,
Oh,
I think
that's true.
it looked really just like a high school team. Um, so
Don't
I'm
you have one of those jerseys?
oh, I have one
One of the
of
mesh ones?
I do have a different mesh one that they did from
Oh,
like
okay.
2023 or 24, those throwbacks. But no, it was just a red mesh jersey that said Boston in white across the front. I don't even think there was a Cannons logo on it.
Oh.
It looked like a youth jersey even. Um,
Well, I know what you and Jack were saying about the red jerseys, but I'm going to be buying one.
I do
So
think it's a very nice shade of
I,
red, and
yeah.
the fabric that Nike has and the PLO jerseys have had for the whole time look a lot better, I think. I just
Yeah,
am not a huge fan of the mesh, even though I do own one. But what Cannons things don't I own? Um,
this is very true.
yeah. I mean
Yeah.
obviously it does pain me to say it. The New York ones are awesome. The Lizards, like that was the in my head like the
Hmm.
peak MLL era. Even though it might not actually have been, but that's just kind of when I grew up and started really following lacrosse closely. The Denver
Yeah.
ones look awesome as well. Bringing back the LA Riptide, amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Charlotte Hounds, I mean, yeah. And I feel sad Utah doesn't get like an MLL era throwback. They're just going back to like year
Mm.
one of the PLL. But
What are you gonna do?
yeah, like the closest they could have done was the Dallas or the Dallas Rattlers. And I don't think Utah people would want that association.
Probably not.
Um,
I think there's also, isn't there also the Baltimore Bayhawks,
oh yes, that's what the
right?
Whip Snakes are going to be. Yeah. Which is also very cool. I saw Miles Jones in the comments saying he was a Whip Snakes fan just for this
Yes.
week, which is very funny. Uh,
Hmm.
yeah, so it's some great jersey. Oh, and then the Philadelphia is the Barrage, who had even folded before I started like really becoming a
Oh.
PLL fan in earnest. But they did win,
Mm.
I think, three MLL championships. I think they won like
Okay.
4 years, and then like their ownership ran out of money or something, and they they moved around for a bit and then folded. Um,
Tough.
yeah. So that's really cool. And it does, I don't know if it makes me sad or hopeful because I think the Lizards and Bayhawks will and should come back. I think the machine will come back in some form or another. Um,
I just like that name, honestly.
yeah, it's a good one.
Machine.
Yeah. So whether it's in Columbus, who I think had a good crowd, or whether it's in Chicago, which is the two places the MLL team played. And then
Hmm.
hopefully the Rattlers come back. I don't know if Glenn Powell gets his wish and gets a PLL team in Texas. I think that would be the natural identity for him. Um,
You know what I'm excited for is what they're gonna surprise us with because they're gonna
yeah,
have stuff up their sleeves, right?
they will.
I'm
Yeah.
excited to um see all of that, like what goes down. And then also, I mean, I have to assume Boomer's gonna be there,
Yeah, I
right?
think
Like I
we know that
hope.
already. I don't think that's
Um
confidential or anything. Yeah.
no, I mean nobody's said anything to me, I will say. But I mean, yeah, I hope it's safe to assume that Boomer will be there.
Yeah.
But I didn't get a picture with Boomer last year, and I
Mm,
really wanted a picture with him. So this year is going to be my year. I'm going to get a
yeah,
picture with Boomer.
absolutely. Yeah, I think we'll get there in plenty of time, especially that yeah, I mean that huge break, what the first game will end, weather pending, permitting around 3, and then we don't get back into the
Right.
state for the second game until 5, or is it no, 4:30. 4:30. Yeah, because it's a 6:30, a 5:30 start for the guard. So we'll
Right.
have plenty of time to walk around to talk to people and then
Yeah.
to take pics with Boomer and I mean there was that crazy kid in like the Uncle Sam costume, so I'm sure we'll have other great outfits. Take
Oh,
pictures
he
with
was
all.
great.
Yeah.
Yes.
Um, so if you have a fun outfit to
Well,
wear, come find us, talk to us about how much you love
yes.
cannons and love the guard. Man, I'd really hope to have like a Revolutionary War costume by this point, but I didn't reach out in enough time. Maybe in 2027. And yeah, I mean
There's always next year.
there's always
Or
next
if we
year.
go to the finals, honestly, then
Yeah,
you
there you
just
go.
need to rent one.
Yeah, so we are excited if you couldn't tell. Having talked for like an hour 10.
Yes.
No, way more than an hour 10 at this point. Like an hour and
Wow. Thanks for listening if you're still with us.
yeah, if you're
We love your support.
I'm trying to do one of those tests like if you're still listening, like go on the Instagram post for this and comment your favorite pasta dish.
Yeah.
We'll see if
Yes.
if anyone has made it.
And
And
you
then tell us
might
your favorite pasta
win
dish in
yourself
person.
something fun and exciting.
Maybe. Yeah, so we hope all of you will be in attendance in Harvard Stadium. We certainly will be. Best weekend of the year. Boston will go 3-0, and then we will be back in a more
I
timely
know
fashion
that's right.
next week
Yes.
to recap that, talk about the situation as it stands, whatever it will be for the Cannons going into the playoffs. But until then, go Cannons, go Guard.
Go Cannons, go Guard.
Boom.
Boom.